بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم الحمد لله والصلاة والسلام على رسول الله وعلى آله وصحبه أجمعين. Alhamdulillah, in the last lesson we were talking about Uthmaan Radhiyallahu Anhu, the great Sahabi, one guaranteed Jannah, the one who was given two daughters of the Prophet ﷺ in his nikah. Today inshallah we'll continue with some of his advices, some of his nasiha, some of his sermons inshallah. Before we continue, in the Jummah talk I mentioned a few things. It was the topic of Mi'raj. So the Prophet ﷺ was given three things as a gift from Mi'raj. Number one, Salah. The 5 daily Salah was gift number one. Gift number two, the last two verses, آمَنَ الرَّسُولُ بِمَا أُنزِلَ إِلَيْهِ مِنْ رَبِّهِ وَالْمُؤْمِنُونَ of Surah Al-Baqarah. And gift number three was that the one who dies believing in Allah, he will enter Jannah without ascribing any partners with him. So these were the three gifts that was given to the Prophet ﷺ at the occasion of Mi'raj. Then one more point that comes to mind, the Prophet ﷺ mentions there is one statement which is from the treasures of the Arsh of Allah. La hawla wa la quwwata illa billah. It is a cure for 99 ailments, the least of which is worry, depression. Today every other person we see is going through some type of problem, stress, depression. The Prophet ﷺ, he mentioned that is the least. So we should make a habit of saying La hawla wa la quwwata illa billah, La hawla wa la quwwata illa billah, La hawla wa la quwwata illa billah. That is among the treasures of Allah, from the treasures of the Arsh of Rahman. So inshallah we will go through some of the khutbah of Uthmaan Radhiyallahu Anhu. So Uthmaan Radhiyallahu Anhu, Abdurrahman ibn Humayd says, Salim, who is the freed slave of Abdurrahman ibn Humayd, says that Uthmaan Radhiyallahu Anhu, he completed the Salah in Mina. ثم خطب الناس, then he addressed the people and he said, أيها الناس, O people, إن السنة سنة رسول الله صلى الله عليه وسلم. Indeed the sunnah, the best way is the way of Rasul sallallahu alaihi wasallam and the way of his two companions, wa sunnata sahibai, Abu Bakr and Umar. Walakin hadasal, but the people now they have some new things and they are looking down on the sunnah. Uthman Radhiyallahu Anhu is saying this at that time. We are looking about just around 15 or 20 years after the demise of Rasul sallallahu alaihi wasallam. And Uthman Radhiyallahu can already see, he can already analyze the situation, and he said, nowadays the people are looking down on the sunnah. Imagine the situation today. May Allah grant all of us understanding. So in order to achieve success in this world and in the akhirah, that is the way of Rasul sallallahu alaihi wasallam. Then khatabana Hajjaj ibn Yusuf. Hajjaj ibn Yusuf, he gave us khutbah and he mentioned qabr, and he said, innahu baytul wahda, it is a place of loneliness. Wa baytul ghurba, a place of strange place, until he started crying. and everybody around him also started crying. The topic of death, grave, qiyamah. We don't like to listen to these kind of things because we know it's a reality and it's a bitter pill. But there's no way out. We need to live a life how we're going to work in the akhirah. So then he said, سمعت أمير المؤمنين عبد الملك ibn Marwan. I heard Abdul Malik ibn Marwan mentioning, سمعت مروان يقول في خطبته. Marwan is mentioning that he heard Marwan in his khutbah, who said, خطبنا عثمان ibn Affan. Uthmaan ibn Affan Radhiyallahu gave khutbah, and he said, ما نظر رسول الله صلى الله عليه وسلم إلى قبر وذكره إلا بكى. The Prophet صلى الله عليه وسلم never looked at a grave or ever even just mentioned it except he started crying. You can just imagine how far we are from the lives of these people. For them, the only thing in front of them was the akhirah. They were living in this world, but the only thing they could see in front of them was the akhirah, was the grave, was the akhirah, qiyamah, hisab. So the Prophet ﷺ, when he mentioned, whenever it was mentioned, then he would start crying, grave. And this was the condition of Uthman Radhiyallahu himself as well. Somebody who was given the glad tidings of Jannah. Uthman fil Jannah. The Prophet ﷺ in the long hadith where he is giving Abu Bakr fil Jannah, Umar fil Jannah, Uthman fil Jannah, Ali fil Jannah, Talha fil Jannah, Zubair fil Jannah, Abdul Rahman fil Jannah, Sa'ad fil Jannah, Sa'id fil Jannah, Abu Ubaidah fil Jannah, Idwanullahi ta'ala alayhim ajma'in. So when he is mentioning this, Uthman Radhiyallahu has already been given the guarantee of Jannah. But when he goes to the graveyard, he cries so much that his beard becomes wet. Somebody says to him, "Oh, Uthman, when we mention Jannah, Jahannam, you don't cry as much. But when the grave is being mentioned, then you cry so much." So he said, I heard the Prophet ﷺ saying, Al-qabru awwalu manzilin min manazil al-akhirah. The grave is the first stage of the stages of the akhirah. If a person succeeds in that stage, فَمَا بَعْدَهُ أَيْسَرُ مِنْ. The stages after it will be easy for him. وَإِن لَمْ يُنْجَ. But if he doesn't succeed in that stage, then the stages after that will be even more difficult. Allah make it easy. That is why among the dua of Rasul sallallahu alaihi wasallam, the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam used to make dua after salah. Allahumma inni a'udhu bika min azab al-qabr, wa a'udhu bika min fitnati al-masih al-dajjal, wa a'udhu bika min fitnati al-mahya wal-mamat. Long dua. According to some ulama, some a'imma of fiqh, they actually used to read this dua in salah. So after at-tahiyyat, after durood, then we read Allahumma inni zalamtu nafsi zulman kathira. Some other imam, they mentioned this. Allahumma inni a'udhu bika min azab al-qabr, wa a'udhu bika min fitnati al-masih al-dajjal, wa a'udhu bika min fitnati al-mahya wal-mamat. So can you just imagine how great it is, grave? Somebody said it so beautifully, the grave is a very quiet place with a very loud message. Nobody makes a noise in the grave. It's unfortunate that we are living in a generation where even in graveyard we are joking around, we are messing around, we are busy on our phone, we are busy chatting away. Graveyard, place of reflection, a place of connection, a place of contemplation, has now become a place of debate, a place of discussion, a place of social gatherings. Allah grant all of us the understanding. If a graveyard will not wake us up, what else can wake us up? Sa'id ibn Musayyab says, سمعت عثمان يخطب. I heard Uthmaan Radhiyallahu Anhu giving khutbah على المنبر, upon the minbar. ثم يقول, then he said, كنت أبتاع التمر من بطن من اليهود. I used to buy some dates from orchard of the Jews. يقال لهم بنو قينقاع. فأبيعه بربح. Then I used to sell them with a bit of profit. So I used to get the stock from this Jew. Now the Prophet ﷺ is telling him how to do buying and selling as well. فَبَلَغَ ذَلِكَ رَسُولَ اللَّهِ صَلَّى اللَّهُ عَلَيْهِ وَسَلَّمَ. That news reached the Prophet ﷺ that Uthman Radhiyallahu Anhu is now, this is amongst the thing he is doing, he is buying the dates from the Jew and then he's selling it and he'll make it profit, which is fine. So the Prophet ﷺ gave him some advice. Ya Uthman, O Uthman, إِذَا اشْتَرَيْتَ, when you buy, فَاكْتَلْ, then weigh it properly. وَإِذَا بِعْتَ, and when you sell, فَكِلْ, then also weigh it properly. Meaning, when you buying something, you want everything, you don't want any loss in there. You want everything to be done properly. You don't want to get into a loss. But when you want to sell, do it with the same motive. Don't do it that, let me just get rid of this person, I just need to make money out of this. No. The same way you wouldn't like somebody to rob you, somebody to fool you, somebody to done you over when you buying something off. Why are you doing the same with the other person? Which really gives us something to think about. Allah says in the Quran, وَيْلٌ لِلْمُطَفِّفِينَ. Destruction are for those who are mutaffif. Who are mutaffif? Tatfif. الَّذِينَ إِذَا اكْتَالُوا عَلَى النَّاسِ. When they want to buy from the people, يَسْتَوْفُونَ, they want full. They want 100%. Quality should be there, weight should be there, everything they want 100%. وَإِذَا كَالُوهُمْ, but when they are giving to others, أَوْ وَزَنُوهُمْ, they are selling to others, يُخْسِرُونَ, then they want to cut corners. أَلَا يَظُنُّ أُولَٰئِكَ, do they not think أَنَّهُمْ مَبْعُوثُونَ, that they are going to be resurrected on the day of Qiyamah? Something to think about. I have mentioned this before as well, that Mufti Rafi Uthmani, he was on his way back from this side, America or Canada, this side. He was on his way back and he had a little stopover in one of the countries, Germany or somewhere. So he had a few hours. So he told the brothers that I will be coming for a few hours stopover, transit. So then they took him away from the airport and they took him for a little bit of sightseeing and things like this. So they took him to this big superstore and he saw all the different items, and the person from there was actually originally from Pakistan or somewhere. So he told him, look, we are from Pakistan, you are from Pakistan. All these items that you are selling, where do you buy it from? So he said, we buy it from China mainly, and all this, Germany itself and other countries. So he said, all these items, instead of buying it from China, can you not buy it from Pakistan? It will help the economy. Muslim country, it will help the economy. And again, you will be supporting fellow Muslims as well. So they said, Mufti Sahab, that is what we were doing initially. We used to buy everything from Pakistan. But whenever we were shown something, we were sent something else. Innovative to come on time. The quality wasn't there. It became so difficult that we had to come to a conclusion, we can't carry on like this. We have to look for other alternatives. And since we have been dealing with China and these other countries, we've never had issues. Same thing we are shown, same thing we are sent. It comes on time. Quality is exactly how it was said. And today look at our situation. When we see something made in Japan, made in China, buy it. Must be good quality. Made in India, made in Pakistan, leave it. We don't know the quality. So have we earned or have we lost? Something to think about. On the day of Qiyamah, that's going to be a separate issue where Allah will take hisab. But in this world, we're already losing. In this world, we're already, going down. Allah give us understanding. Those that took the teachings of Islam, they have gained. The economy have benefited. And they have got a good reputation. When khasirat dunya wal akhirah, when we will leave the deen of Allah and when we will only be after the dunya, then we will lose both. The azab in the akhirah will be there anyway, Allah save us. But we will be punished in this world as well, through this. Now the last khutbah, Saif mentioned from Badr ibn Uthmaan an ammihi قال آخر خطبة خطبها عثمان في جماعة. The last khutbah which Uthmaan Radhiyallahu Anhu gave in a group. إن الله عز وجل إنما أعطاكم الدنيا. Indeed Allah has given you the dunya لتطلبوا بها الآخرة, so you can earn with it the akhirah. وَلَمْ يُعْطِيكُمُهَا, and He didn't give you the world لِتَغْكَنُوا فِيهَا, so that you may earn it even more. So Allah has given you this world for the akhirah. Everything in this world is that you build the akhirah. The time in this world Allah has given you, work towards the akhirah. The health Allah has given you, use it to work towards the akhirah. The wealth Allah has given you, use it for the akhirah. Not that we just build the dunya, and then everything gets left behind, and then on our deathbed, the last few years of our life, we are regretting. I wish I did more for the akhirah. When Allah gave you health, that time you never had time. Inna dunya tafnal wal akhiratu tabqa. The dunya is going to finish, but the akhirah is going to remain forever. فَلَا تُبْتِغَنَّكُمُ الْفَانِيَةِ. So don't let the thing that is coming to an end deceive you. وَلَا تَشْغَلَنَّكُمْ عَنِ الْبَاقِيَةِ, and let it not preoccupy you from the thing that is going to remain forever. فَآثِرُوا مَا يَبْقَى عَلَى مَا يَفْنَى. Give preference to that which is going to remain forever upon that which is coming to an end. Give preference. Get your priorities right in life. That is the problem today. We don't have our priorities in the correct order. I wake up in the morning, I'm going to have breakfast at this time, I need to be at work at 8 o'clock, 9 o'clock. 2, 3 o'clock, 1 or 2 o'clock, I will fit Zuhr in somewhere. I'll fit Zuhr in. 4, 5 o'clock I will come back from work. So 9 till 5, 8 till 4, my work should be solid. I need to be there on time. I can't be late. In fact, I'll be there early if I need to be. I'll even do overtime. But salah, sometime in the masjid, sometime out of the masjid, sometime with jama'ah, sometime without jama'ah, sometime fast, sometime slow, sometime beginning time, sometime end time. It's all over the place. That's the situation today. So our dunya is solid. We don't want anybody to mess. I mentioned it in the last lesson as well. Some people, they make a timetable. Alhamdulillah, everybody should have a timetable in their daily life. That every day, this is my work time, this is my zikr time, this is my tilawah time, this is my sadaqah time, this is my family time. Everybody should have a timing. If you don't have a timetable in your life, then all your time will become WhatsApp time. That's what's happening. No time for Quran, no time for tilawah, no time for zikr, no time for anything else, no time for dua. Every time will become WhatsApp time. So those that do have a timetable in their life, if sometime the timetable goes up and down, some visitors come, you go somewhere, something happens, something goes a bit, then the first thing that you will compromise is the time you give to the remembrance of Allah. You will not compromise with your work. You will not tell your work that today I will be late for work because I've got visitors, or I need to go home early because I've got visitors. But you will say to Allah, oh Allah, I couldn't read Quran today because visitors came. But I had the intention anyway. And that is the way we appease ourselves. That I had the intention anyway. Allah is very forgiving, very merciful. And that is when we will make our deen solid, when we will make our working towards the akhirah solid, I am ready to compromise on anything else. My daily routine with Allah should be on time, should be solid. Then we will see how strong the Muslim will become. Today we haven't given that strength to Islam, to our own Islam in our daily life. How can we expect the world to give strength to Islam and Muslims? We are not giving the little things of Islam that we are doing, we are not giving it strength. We are not ready to commit to it, that extra commitment. فَإِنَّ الدُّنْيَا مُنْقَطِعَةٌ, because this world is cutting off. وَإِنَّ الْمَصِيرِ إِلَى اللَّهِ, and you are heading to Allah. اتقوا الله عز وجل, fear Allah. فَإِنَّ تَقْوَاهُ جُنَّةٌ, because the taqwa of Allah is the shield that will save a person. وَحَذَّرُوا مِنَ اللَّهِ الْغِيَرَ, and make other people also fearful of Allah. Today unfortunately you can't say anything to anyone. You tell a person, brother, you shouldn't be doing this, you should fear Allah. Say, look at yourself, who are you to tell me what to do? Today you can't say anything. We are living in a time where we can just make dua for people. As soon as we start telling somebody something in a nice way, no matter how sincerely we try to say something to someone, then automatically the person will say, so, you can only see me. Look at yourself. Only me. Only I am the biggest shaitan in front of you. So, Uthmaan Radhiyallahu is mentioning this for the people of those times. Today we can make dua for ourselves, for the ummah. وَالْزَمُوا جَمَاعَتِكُمْ, and stick to the jama'ah. Meaning, to the big group. Don't become a breakaway group. Stick with what most of the ulama are doing, most of our elders are doing. That is what's happening today. We are living in a time where the locals are getting cut off with the local ulama. And I mentioned this in the talk a few weeks ago, which I give to the youth. We have more respect for the scholar who we don't even know, but he's got 1,000 likes on YouTube, 1,000 views on YouTube. And our local imam, local Maulana, who has been teaching our community Quran for the last 10 years, 20 years, we have no respect for him. That is the situation. When Dajjal will come out, from day one, the Prophet ﷺ mentioned, from day one he will have 70,000 following. Not on YouTube, not on social media, real following. Those people who have this type of attitude, they will, may Allah not make it so, they will be saying, what is our Imam saying? Look at this guy's following. He's got 70,000 following from day one. Who can be a bigger Shaykh than him? That's the attitude today. So, we need to understand that not every diamond will come to the shore. Diamonds are deep inside. In fact, you won't find any diamonds by the shore, to be honest. To find the diamonds, the rubies, the pearls, you need to go deep and dive in. You won't see anything on the surface of the shore. You won't see anything at the ocean. All the real ulama, the real scholars, the real oceans of knowledge, diamonds of the ummah, you won't find them on YouTube. They don't have time for it. You won't find them on social media. They don't have time for it. They have more important things to do than this. Yeah, those who are there on stage and on channels, and that's what they have time for. That's who you will see, entertainment. One Shaykh, he was mentioning, I was listening to a talk the other day of one great scholar. He was mentioning, he said, a lot of people, they ask him, he said, you go to this conference, that conference, you share stage with this famous speaker, and you share the stage with this famous Shaykh and all this. You must be impressed, he's got 1 million views on here, and wow, he goes to this country, and people in the thousands listen to him and everything. So what the answer that Maulana gave, he said, I have read the works of our elders, Hazrat Thanvi Rahmatullah Ali, Hazrat Shaykh Rahmatullah Ali, Lama Kashmiri Rahmatullah Ali. The amount of knowledge Allah gave them, I'm so impressed. I am not impressed with anything else in the world. The amount of knowledge they had, and nobody can match that type of knowledge today. It's just amazing. It's just the fact that we don't read their life, the fact that we have no connection with it. So we need to connect with the ulama before we ask anyone. We need to ask the ulama, and there are etiquettes of asking as well. Many people will say Malana on the streets, Malana, please, I have a question for you. Malana, 1 minute, 1 minute. Sawal. So as soon as you say an alim, you remember a question. You will never show this attitude to a doctor. Doctor, please, I have a problem. No, Doctor Sab, I'll make an appointment, I'll go and see him in his surgery. You will never say this to a solicitor. Solicitor, please, But alim hi bichara, wahi yatim, gharib, anytime you just approach him, anytime. And Maulana, and ulama are so simple. You tell them, please wait for me, I've got a question for you, they will wait for you. But with that attitude, oh my brother, you will never learn. Let me tell you something. That attitude of yours, not showing that amount of respect you are showing to other professionals, you will not learn. Abdullah ibn Abbas Radhiyallahu Anhu said that I had one question. Abdullah ibn Abbas Radhiyallahu Anhu had so much zeal for knowledge, so much passion to learn. And the Prophet of Allah gave him dua as well. Allahumma faqihhu fi deen wa allimhu ta'wil. Oh Allah, give him the understanding of deen and teach him the interpretation of the Quran. He is the Imam of all the Mufassirin that is to come until Qiyamah. So when the Prophet of Allah passed away, he was only, according to a narration, 13 or 15, very young. So now, he continues his quest to learn. She said there was a question which I had in my mind regarding some verses of the Quran, and somebody told me that Umar Radhiyallahu Anhu will explain to you everything about it. For 1 year, I was roaming around Umar Radhiyallahu Anhu just to look for the right moment to ask the question. Whole year. And they said, Umar, wait, I've got a question for you. No. Sometimes I said, shall I ask the question now? No, maybe he's busy. I don't want to disturb him. Shall I ask the question now? No. He's saying, he's talking to someone. Shall I ask the question now? No, he seems a bit in his own thoughts. Shall I ask the question now? No, he seems to be on his way out somewhere. To the extent that I heard that Umar Radhiyallahu Anhu is planning to go for Hajj, I said, this could be an opportunity for me to ask that question. So I put all my occupation on one side. I said, let me join Umar, just with the service of doing his khidmah. So Umar Radhiyallahu Anhu is on his way to Hajj, and I also asked permission that, oh Umar, oh Amir al-Mu'mineen, I would like to join you if you give me permission. He said, yes, please. She said, on the way to Hajj, Umar Radhiyallahu Anhu went to relieve himself. So I quickly got the water together. I said, let me get his water for wudu and everything so he can come back and it's easy for him to do wudu. So when he came back and I was helping him, I was pouring the water for him while he was making the wudu, that is when I saw that, mashallah, he was very happy and very calm and very relaxed, and he was just, in the right mood. So I tell him, oh Amir al-Mu'mineen, there was one question which I had, which I've been having for the last 1 year. If you please allow me, I would like to ask. So Umar Radhiyallahu Anhu said, please go ahead. That is when I posed that question. Whole year he was roaming around. Whole year. That is how Abdullah ibn Abbas became Abdullah ibn Abbas. He said that sometimes I used to travel for weeks, for a whole month, just to go to another area. That I heard that this Sahabi knows this narration, has this narration. And when I used to go there, I used to realize the Sahabi's door is closed. I didn't even used to bother knocking on the door. I used to just stay outside. I said, let the Sahabi, if he's inside, let him come outside. Or if he sees me, if he himself says that, can I help you, then I will say. So I used to stay outside for a few hours. Then the Sahabi used to come out and he said, oh Abdullah ibn Abbas, the cousin of the Prophet of Allah, you should have at least told me. He said, no, I need knowledge from you. I need it from you. So I will ask you. So can I ask you this? That's how Abdullah ibn Abbas became Abdullah ibn Abbas. May Allah grant all of us understanding. So, لا تصيبوا أحزابا, لا تصيغوا أحزابا, don't go into little groups. واذكروا نعمة الله عليكم. And remember this is the verse of the Quran where Allah said, remember the blessings of Allah upon you when you were already in little groups and Allah united you. We are Muslims. We have something in common, Islam. Yeah, in our aqidah, in our rituals, in our, actions. We need to be strong. But with other people, we need to be easy. We need to be embracing. We can't say that, just because you have a certain belief different than me, a little belief here and there, if it's like nothing of kufr or shirk or nothing of that nature, as long as it's still within the perimeters of Islam, they are still Muslims, we need to be accommodating. If we're going to, just for little things that person, because he's this type of, he says this kind of thing, so I heard him, walking out with this color, or he was talking higher with it. No, he's still my Muslim brother. He's still my Muslim brother. I still love him. May Allah grant all of us understanding. If we have that type of heart where we are accommodating for everyone, imagine the unity. The unity is not with differences of opinions or differences of issues. The Sahaabah, many Sahaabah had different of issues. Abu Bakr Radhiyallahu anhu, total different personality. Umar Radhiyallahu anhu, totally different personality. They have so many different issues, totally contradicting one another. But subhanallah, when the time for salah came, they were still next to each other. May Allah grant all of us understanding. So this is some of the advices of Umar Radhiyallahu anhu. Inshallah we'll continue in the next lesson. May Allah grant all of us understanding. Subhanallah bihamdihi, subhanakallahumma bihamdika, ashhadu an la ilaha illa anta, astaghfiruka wa atubu ilaik.